Hello and thanks for joining us. Today we're going to show you how to install the Footbar on your Allegro 2 reformer. A few things before we start. One, remove all packing material from around the frame. Just want to make sure it's gone. Also, for demonstration purposes only, we're using an Allegro 2 with legs. It just is an easier way to show us the installation process. If you do have legs with your Allegro 2, you still have to put the Footbar on first before you can install the legs. If you don't have legs, we recommend getting a box or two and putting it underneath the reformer to raise it up a little bit. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to take the locking pins out of their storage position on each side and let them hang loose. We're going to disconnect the springs and slide the carriage toward the head end of the frame. And you need to make sure you have those bag of parts that came with the reformer. You might want to put on the carriage pad like we did for easy access. Okay, the indicator tabs should be in this position on both sides. And finally, you need to make sure the bungee cord under the frame that goes between the Footbar mechanisms when your Allegro 2 is shipped is removed. We've already removed it. Okay, so what we're going to do first is take the Footbar to the foot end of the reformer. And we make sure the curved surfaces of the Footbar are facing downward. And you're going to kind of fish it around the foot end of the reformer like this. And then you're going to stand it up. And before we go further, please note the black adhesive strips on each side of the frame. You're going to step into the reformer frame and lift the Footbar up so that the metal plates of the Footbar are inside the rails of the reformer frame. And you're going to carefully move it to the edge of that adhesive marker. Then lower the Footbar down. You should feel it go into the groove of the Footbar rolling mechanism inside the rail. If correctly installed, the Footbar should lean back at about a 45-degree angle on its own, like what Beth is doing. If it's not, just go right back up to that first edge of the marker, lift it up and out, and try again. Okay, so now you're going to insert the locking pin only on one side. And you might have to move the bracket a little bit on the Footbar so that the pins align. And on the other side, there should be a clear threaded hole where you're going to put the bolt assembly. So Beth is going to take the bolt assembly and put it through on the other side. And it's really important to tighten the bolt by hand at least 3 to 4 complete turns. If it's not turning, it might be jammed, so take it out and try again. Whatever you do, do not force it. These have all been tested in our factory. They all fit, they all will go in. It just might take a couple of times. Take the pin out here. Again, you should be able to see that clear shot of that threaded hole where the bolt is going to go in, and she's going to finger tighten it. Printed instructions, if you need them, are available at pilates.com, and if you have any questions on the procedure, you can email us at info@pilates.com. So now she's going to take the long arm of that wrench, and on the other side, she's going to tighten it. And you just need to give it maybe a couple quick turns, just make sure they're really secure. And do it again on the other side. Now you're going to put both pins back in the storage position like you originally found it on both sides. And your Footbar should be ready to use. If you hang on a second, we'll come back with part 2 and show you how to properly adjust and move the Footbar. Now that you have your Easy Set Footbar installed, it's important that you know how to use it properly. So first, always gently lift the Footbar to adjust. Never jerk it. And always lift the Footbar in a balanced way. You can grab it in the center or with your hands spread apart, but pulling evenly. And always lift the direction the Footbar is pointing. You don't need to be exact, but keep that in mind if you have trouble moving it. And lastly, always check to make sure it is fully seated before use. You might have to jiggle it a little bit just to make sure it's secure, but once it is, you're ready to go. Thanks for watching and enjoy the Allegro 2.